Hello, YouTube. How's it going? Welcome back to another vidIQ live stream where today we'll be looking at your channels. We're doing something way different today than we did yesterday because we released a video yesterday and you should absolutely go watch it. Today we're going to look at your channels. If you've never been here before, we're going to tell you all about how it works in just a minute. But in the meantime, you can give us a little hand raise emoji. But let us know, hey, this is my first live stream. I've not been to one of your live streams before. You're in for a treat today because we're going to look at some channels and it's going to be weird, especially if you're new. You're going to be like, why are they doing the things they're doing? What is going on? If you've been here a while, you've been like, you're not going to see anything new. Sorry. Rob's here, though.
My hand's up. This is my first live stream here. I'm so happy to join you all. Maybe it's my first live stream of the day. Folks, welcome to vidIQ. You are part of a family. And as Dan says, we are looking forward to sharing our advice, wisdom, encouragement, inspiration, and maybe a little bit of entertainment along the way. I've just got a little bit of housekeeping to do before we start.
Oh.
It's official now, Dan. We can start.
Okay. I think what we need to do is get you a longer headphone cord. That should be something we invest in as a company.
Maybe we should. It's a good idea. I have to do that every single time we do a stream.
I can't make snarky remarks if you take your headphones off and you can't hear the snarky remarks. So it's a little upsetting to me.
Dear.
So yeah, we'll figure that out. Thank you for being here, everybody. So yes, we are going to be looking at your channels, but before we do, for everybody who's new, thank you for their hand raising emojis, by the way. We're going to show you in just like about 30 seconds how this all works. So pay attention. Stop.
Buckle up.
Yeah, stop doing the hand raise emoji now. Just pay attention to this.
Welcome to the vidIQ channel reviews live stream. Simply fill in the correct form in the video description and your channel will be considered for review during a live stream. Channel reviews are free, so no need to send us a super chat and don't spam us in the live chat. We'll ignore it and you may be put in timeout. If you need a channel audit right now, make sure to check out the vidIQ Coach AI tool that will help you with strategies, ideas, titles, scripts. Link in the description. It's a game changer. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow creators. Thank you to all of our moderators who help us out on the live stream every week. You know who you are. Give us a like if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and share it with like-minded fellow creators. All right, let's get started.
As our stream,
it's about time that I refilm that in the new studio, since it now looks pretty good.
A lot of stuff's changed since then.
I have these silly glasses on, so yeah, maybe not next week, but soon. I apologize for interrupting, Dan. Please.
No, it's all right. I just want to let everybody know that we are going to be taking super chats throughout the stream. If you want, that's certainly not required. We will not be reviewing channels based on those super chats, though. So if you send a super chat and you're saying review your channel, and trust me, it'll happen at least once. We'll be like, maybe you'll get picked randomly. But if you have any YouTube questions, we're happy to tackle those as we have time. If you start super chat, this is a 2-hour live stream. You start super chatting a bit towards the end of it, it may not get read.
Also, Dan, before anybody asks this super chat, we don't recommend you use a promotion tab on YouTube, right?
Yeah, save your money there.
Someone will ask us that, so that's our recommendation.
Yeah, don't use that.
And also, just like a quick subscriber check, I was hugely confident that we were going to reach 1.8 million subscribers last week. And we've fallen well short. And I don't know who to blame, Dan. I don't know if it's our fault or the audience's fault. But for us to get to 2 million subscribers this year, we're going to need a little more assistance.
Or shorts.
Almost like a telephone here. Give us your goddamn subscription. Whoops. The camera just went off. that literally just crashed and broke.
Here, hold on. Let's just... Go ahead and clip that, everybody.
That's quite a good clip, though, isn't it? Oh, my goodness.
It also looks like we have, who knows, that could be 3 million subscribers up there. Your headphones just covering.
Oh, dear. What can I say, folks? What can I say? Oh,
well. This is why you shouldn't focus on subscribers, as you'll learn today.
Indeed.
It doesn't bring anything to
break
trouble.
your camera if you do that. I'll turn that off then, Dan. I need to use that one.
Oops. Okay, so we've picked a number of channels ahead of time, but we're also going to get into random selections in the second half of this live stream. Before we do, though, we've picked the first channels who submitted on our forums, which again are linked down below. You have a little while to submit your.
It really is broken. I just turned the camera back on and it's still not working.
I hope it's like that forever. All right. So
what we're looking at.
We're looking at the first channel. It's the Over Under podcast, which I thought was a very interesting choice. I'll be honest with you guys. The first channel who actually submitted didn't give us their link. You have to post your channel link in the forum. You can't just like type the name of your channel, especially if you're. This is no offense or anything. If you're a smaller channel with not a super unique name, we can't sit here and like search for it forever. So
correct.
You know, that person unfortunately missed their chance. However, this is the Over Under podcast. They have 44 videos and 91 subscribers, which is not bad. They're getting close to 100 subscribers. And for a podcasting channel, which I would say is pretty niche, you know, I'd say that's not terrible, to be perfectly honest. Their first video was just their channel trailer, so no problem there. And then they proceeded to do a series of videos, mostly on movies, whether or not they were overrated or underrated.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a concept, I like this idea. I think execution needs a little bit of work, which is where we can come in. Rob, what are you seeing?
Yeah, the explanation really is pretty straightforward, isn't it? And within 5 to 10 seconds of looking at the thumbnails and the titles, you do get an idea of what the channel's about. Having said that, if you scroll it to the top, I thought this was a...
Wait.
For myself,
What's going on?
What?
What's Vicky doing there?
Huh? Did you just spot that in the title?
Yes, there's a scandal.
Well, the plot thickens.
I'm out. That's our community manager. What are you put this here? You tricked us into auditing your channel or your friend's channel.
Suspicious.
All right, fine, we'll help.
Anyway, so the channel banner, the channel name, maybe think this was a betting or bookie channel. You know, when you do the over and the under on scores in games. I thought that. And then if you just glance at the channel icon, it almost looks like a basketball. You know, if you really squint your eyes. So that just kind of threw me off for a second. So I don't know if it just needs a little bit of tweaking in the branding. Probably not that important at the moment. But yeah, Dan, I agree that the idea of taking a concept and this being your through line of was a film better than everybody thought or worse than everybody thought, that kind of speaks very clearly to me. Mm-hmm. I guess the typical challenge here is that they are another movie review channel. We already have plenty of them on YouTube. The distinction here is to try and establish the unique review system, whether it's better than average or under average, whatever. Having said that, it doesn't look as if it's working right now because the view counts are kind of struggling at 50 or under. And why is that? I guess one question could be they're reviewing films long after they've been in the trending market, like Barbie, which our community manager assisted with a review of. That was 8 days ago. That should have been 8 months ago, really 9 months ago, if you want to catch the trending audience. June 2, I think that's the original June. So I can see why they've tried to tie that into the release of a new film. Fine, fair enough. And then I guess looking at the films in general, we're trying to target maybe a particular audience of, I don't know, people who were born in the 80s or the 90s, like millennials, not necessarily younger, because I could see Day After Tomorrow and Starship Troopers down there a little bit as well. So, I don't know. You see, the thing is, Dan, like, if we saw this channel that had 5,000 subscribers and was getting thousands of views per video, we'd probably say, you know what, this channel's kind of got the right idea here. They have this interesting scoring system. The thumbnails are pretty striking and impactful. I can't really criticize them too much. So where's the problem? Why am I wrapping myself up in confusion here as to what to advise?
Yeah, I'm thinking about that as well. I just want to say, Vicky didn't actually put the channel here. They did get lucky enough to post as one of the first channels on the forum. The channel actually belongs to one of our moderators, so thank you for submitting. And yeah, I just thought that was funny. Anyway, I just thinking out loud, I want to see them try to change their titling structure. I think,
Right.
I think they're leaning really heavily into the overrated or underrated question because it's like a serial thing, and I get that. And I think for a podcast on a podcast app that works. For YouTube, I think it needs to be something else. I would go back to the drawing board on the pitch of the actual videos because I wanted to say, oh, what if you teased your actual thoughts in the title? But you've done that in the thumbnails. Overrated, underrated, overrated, underrated, overrated, underrated. So you're kind of already giving it away in the thumbnails, which
That could be it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. It's just kind of it's you are attempting to tease your thoughts. But I think you should be even more opinionated in the titles. I think you should lean into that more. And I think it's a mix, right? Like Oppenheimer, for example. I know this is like a top 5 list. I think you need to be way earlier if you're going to cover a more modern movie, like the Barbie movie. And I think you need to be going for nostalgia really heavy if you're going to cover older movies. Like Starship Troopers, I think, is in that category of like, oh my gosh, I remember that. But Barbie movie and Oppenheimer came out recently. And so doing a take on those now, it's just not the right time, in my opinion. I think if you had gone to the theater and walked out of the theater and started your podcast, day one of the movie being out, that would have been more impactful. But it's tough. It's a tough space to be in. The first thing Rob said was, oh, it's another movie rating or movie review kind of channel.
And in those situations, it is so critical, I think, to establish a unique voice, style, or approach. But I think the channel has already made that first big step of doing this underrated approach. But maybe, as you say, Dan, like they're just completely telegraphing in a thumbnail, or maybe even if it has a question mark in there, people aren't seeing the question mark and they're just seeing, oh, well, Halloween 1978, they underrated that. Well, I don't need to watch 40 minutes of his podcast. I'm curious as well, maybe if we watch the first 15 seconds of one of these, how are we welcomed into the video podcast?
Which one should we pick? Maybe Kingsman franchise?
Sure.
This stuff works. Why'd you do that?
Sorry, I press the button by accident.
This stuff works well for I think the audio listeners. I wouldn't want to see this intro on YouTube, just me. 6, 7.
Welcome everyone to the Over Under Movies podcast, where we take a prominent figure or franchise in the world of film.
This almost tricked me into thinking they were in the same room.
Oh yeah, it's a bit of an optical illusion, that, isn't it?
It's the backgrounds. You could have almost lined this up perfectly. It's almost distracting to where I would just put like a white line in the middle or something. Just the lack of separation now is upsetting me.
Making and asking a simple question: are they overrated or are they underrated? I'm here, joined as always by my co-host Dylan DeAngelis. Dylan, welcome.
Welcome. It's 2024. Is this the first podcast we've done in 2024?
So no change in camera angles.
Out, what, 20?
Just worth noting there. It stays like this, which is fine. I think again the concept is good. I just wonder, like, you're trying to get to this point. By the end of the show, we'll know your opinion, overrated or underrated. But that feels like, just given the hook and the title, I don't know, Rob, if you agree or not, it just feels like it's leaning too heavily on this premise. Like, how we're going to get to that, what journey we're about to go through is more interesting to me than the destination, I guess. I already this is an older movie. I probably already have thoughts of whether or not I think it was overrated or underrated. Yeah. But I'm watching this because I would like to hear someone else's view on it. That end result is not as important to me. So it's like, what factors are you going to look at in this film to like determine whether it was overrated or underrated? Are you going to be checking certain audience scores? Are you going to be looking at certain effects they used? And I think you need to get into that information a lot quicker, because after 3.5 minutes, I did skip ahead. Let's see.
2015, right?
2014.
And it was fairly successful.
It sounds like they're still discussing when the movie came out and just the initial reactions to it. I might have skipped over the overview here, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know about you, Rob. It feels like it's just not moving quick enough for me. But maybe it's because my attention span is all screwed up because of YouTube Shorts.
And because you're distracted by the optical illusion, maybe.
Yes.
I think we are still in a learning phase with how podcasts work on YouTube.
That's true.
Only because we don't see that many as of now. So yeah, do they need to maybe improve the production values? Should they start introducing clips, even if they're like muted or they're like to one side or something? Those are all questions that I think need to be asked. And I'm also wondering as well, just in terms of video length, should they experiment with almost like an abridged version where it has 25% of the content, but it's all the really valuable bits, and try, I guess, like a bit more of a ruthless edit would be another way to approach it. But then it's not really a podcast; it becomes more of a short film reviews or short video length reviews rather than a full on podcast reviews. And yeah, as you can see, I think they're using probably Opus clips or something similar to clip out some of the stuff there.
Let's watch one short. We can watch the latest one. I'd like to watch the most popular as well, but I want to look at this because this would be our advice for any podcast channel, is to leverage the shorts for your podcast clips. This is going to help build you over time, but let's just see one.
Wanted to hear the Christopher Walken voice so bad.
Yeah, the first 2 times I saw him, I laughed because it's Christopher Walken.
I know, it's like so silly.
But I bought into it by the 3rd time I saw him.
Yeah, similar. I was like the first second.
Okay, so for this clip, I feel like I was thrown into the middle of it way too abruptly. I heard someone say, I want to hear the Christopher Walken voice, and my expectation was, oh, someone's about to do a Christopher Walken impression. But then they were talking about seeing him for the first time, and it just never went there. Anything you picked up there, Rob? It just that hook didn't get me personally.
There was an interesting dynamism in the shorts in that I think whatever editor they've used, it switches to that person talking either at the top of the screen or the top left. I thought that was interesting, like a relatively simple editing trick to create a bit of pattern interrupt. So I thought that was a good use of how these clips are put together. I think I was wondering if I would get annoyed by it after like 3 or 4 shorts, but I'll have to watch them.
I'm annoyed by the picture in the middle because it's distracting me. Like it doesn't need to stay there the entire short. Like I get it, it's about Dune. But I'm picking it apart because the swipe rate is so important, right? If you can have someone not swipe away, that's going to be key. So we had some success with this one. Let's watch this. We'll move on to the next channel in a sec. I'm just really curious.
When he's punching somebody and he explodes into coins, that's actually what is happening.
That's correct. So when he kills people, they die.
Scott's murder count is approaching John Wick levels in this movie.
The creator of the graphic novel, Brian Lee O'Malley, has said on his official website, which is just a Tumblr page,
Tough luck.
that when Scott kills someone, they just respawn in their home, having learned their lesson. The respawning is canon for both the graphic novel and the...
Okay, so that felt like a better intro to me. We saw the special effect.
Had some clips.
The only thing missing for me was when Scott Pilgrim punches somebody, they use the word he, and I think if something alluded to, because I'm like, who are they talking about? Oh, this is Scott Pilgrim. The clip's just moving really fast. They could have dubbed that in. They could have just put some text on the screen, pointed like Scott Pilgrim. But again, 12,000 views, their most popular short. And I think that it all has to do with having a better intro. And it seems like they get into some very interesting topics in the show. You know, like that's a little factoid I didn't know. That's kind of cool. So that's good. I think they should continue playing with their shorts. But if you are doing this with AI, like editing these, just be super, super precise about what you're getting back from it. Do not be afraid to go in and edit this stuff yourself, because you have to think about the people who've never seen your podcast before swiping to this short. And what is the first thing they're going to see and hear? That needs to be your main focus in any YouTube short scenario. But especially a podcast where just people are kind of giving their opinions and stuff. Like, people need to get the context of the conversation in that first 2 seconds. It has to come clear. It has to happen immediately, or people are going to swipe away.
I sense you're fired up today, Dan.
I'm fired up.
To say, what to share. I'm liking the energy.
Thank you. Well, cool. So that was the Over Under podcast. Best of luck to you. We hope we gave you some value there, and we hope to anybody watching, you got some value from that, because your channel might not get picked today, and if it doesn't, we want to cover as wide array of channels as possible.
I think we should also pre-congratulate them on 100 subscribers.
Oh, yes.
Which should be happening very, very soon.
Yes, please do not make a thank you for 100 subscriber video. Just call it out in like your next podcast. Next channel, MC Ivan. This channel has 132 subscribers, 40 videos, so pretty much on par with the podcast channel we just looked at. And they are making Minecraft tutorials. And what's very unique about them is that their latest video was something different that they did. They coded an update for Minecraft's worst structure. They took a skill that they have outside of Minecraft and used it in Minecraft. And they got some pretty good views from that. In the first 22 hours, keep in mind, the previous video was 10 days ago, all right? So this video is probably an outlier for them. In fact, I thought earlier the tool said it was, but I'm not getting that now. Maybe I was looking at a different channel. This is awesome. And I can definitely see a channel like this. If you lean into this skill, you could go far. This is your way of standing out in a crowded space. You know, that's right out of the gate. I have to ignore anything else on this channel because this is the thing I would push you to do. Although it's going to take you a lot longer to make your videos. I mean, this is strong still.
For the uninitiated here in Minecraft, can you explain what this video is?
So Minecraft has this structure on the left here, and they're just these wells that are in the middle of the desert. And they don't do much. I don't know if there's been an update, but when they first came out, you could just find them and go, oh, neat, a well. And oftentimes there wasn't anything around them. It was just a structure because they wanted the desert to feel like something might have been there at one point, you know?
Yeah.
But obviously they haven't changed in a very long time. So what they did, they blurred it out, but they made a newer version of it using their own mod. Like Minecraft is very moddable. So they probably went in themselves and made a mod, which is awesome. And mod makers have that advantage of, oh, I can code and you can't, ha ha ha, I'm going to make a video.
So is the theme there a little similar to the video next to it, which is self-healing door tutorial? Like, that seems a bit odd.
It does.
Is that something they've created as well? Which I think is fine. Like they're following on the theme of modding and upgrading things in Minecraft.
Yeah.
What's special about this wall? It's secretly a door. So I've got my little pickaxe here. I'm going to mine on through the door. And when I walk to the other side, the door slowly...
So this is not a mod. This looks like game mechanics. There could be mods in the background. I've been too far removed from the Minecraft universe for a while now. But that's pretty cool. And that tutorial is going to do well, I think, for a while. Probably searchable as well. I think you should do stuff like this. If you can, though, keep making mods and put those on YouTube, even if they take a long time to make, because the watch time you get from this video combined with the uniqueness of the video is going to pay off. But it's important that you address problems that people aren't necessarily looking for, but they understand by looking at the title and thumbnail. You took a structure that's very familiar even to me as like an old school Minecraft player, and you're telling me I fixed this. I wasn't asking you to fix this. I would never search for someone fixing this, but it doesn't matter. You did something cool and I want to watch it. But if you do something really obscure that no one would ever even like, they're like, I don't really even know what that thing is in the first place. That's where you're going to end up screwing up on this kind of content. So go after things that people who play Minecraft regularly understand about the game inherently. And you're like, oh, you changed villages somehow. Oh, you added a mob. Oh, okay. It's like, use words and descriptors that everyone who plays Minecraft would understand, and you will always win with this kind of content.
And Dan, do you think that there is a template title here for multiple ideas? And what I'm thinking is it could be something along the lines of I blank a blank for Minecraft's blank. Now you could say I coded an update for Minecraft's best structure, or most violent animal, or I hacked the update for Minecraft's Ender Dragon. Like, again, I don't know anything about Minecraft, but
I made sheep the strongest mob in Minecraft.
So it's kind of like this mix and match type of titling, which could just give you almost like unlimited video ideas. I feel as if there's potential there. The second thing I also wanted to address here is the thumbnails, these last two as well, these transformational thumbnails. That's what we describe them as, like old and new, or this is a door when it's broken and then this is what happens when it repairs. I think that's a good strategy. There just needs to be a clearer contrast between the two, between a transformation. So whether you need to have like for the old well, maybe the background needs to be a dark sky, and then the new version needs to be brighter blue sky, just to add more of a transition. And again, the regenerating door, there's hardly any contrast between the two except for the hole. So it isn't, you see, when I saw self-healing door, I thought it was something that where you walk through it, you get healed. So it wasn't until I watched the video itself that I realized it's a wall or a gap in a wall that rebuilds itself. And maybe there's a better way to visually communicate that in the thumbnail.
Yeah, good point. So with the latest thumbnail, what I would have done differently is, as Rob said, added contrast. So find a better way to pop out the old well. And then the new one has what I can tell is like a desert hill behind it. I would have found an area where that hill wasn't there. I would have gotten rid of the hill in either Minecraft itself or Photoshop, because you have sand on sand. It's just not, the contrast isn't there. So it's little things like that. You also blurred it out in a way I don't necessarily agree with.
Yeah, good point.
The interest of the video is that you changed something. I don't think it's a dead giveaway. Like if it looks different, it looks different. People are still gonna be like, oh, cool, how do I get this? And you didn't need to blur it out. But if you're going to blur it out, I don't like the out of focus blur you kind of used. I would have rather seen a pixelated image or something a little more obvious, that like, I'm obscuring this, you know, instead of like, oh, something's wrong with their camera in that. What's going on there? You know what I mean? So just little tweaks, but the point is still there and it works.
And then, Dan, if we just step away from these two videos for a second, if you sort by most popular, looking at a 30,000 foot view of a channel, as you say, they've made 40 videos. So they're still trying to figure out where they want to be, but they've broken 100 subscribers. There's a few outliers here with thousands of views plus, which is cool. Like the top rank one is kind of like a listicle thing. It's no surprise why that video is probably performing quite well. And then the Armadillo Cannon, Minecraft's best weapon. That sounds kind of unique and quirky again for this channel. They seem to have this concept of finding or building or creating their own quirky things in Minecraft. So yeah, I think this channel is definitely on the right path. And I just encourage them to keep creating at the cadence they are, because they seem to be creating probably like 2 videos a week, which feels good to me for a gaming channel.
Absolutely. So that was MC Ivan. Thank you for sharing your channel, and best of luck to you. Now, I'm going to open it to you, Rob, because I know you like to talk about video games.
I do.
I have a whole thing to say today, but first, before I bring down the room, what have you been playing?
So, yeah, this is Self-Indulgent Gaming Corner. Do let us know what you've been playing in the chats if you are a gamer, and like your gaming experience out of 10 this week. I always like to ask that. So first of all, Dan, if you remember, I was doing a DLC from Final Fantasy VII, which was Yuffie's campaign, and I got myself into a bit of a corner by reaching the final boss, I believe, of this game and being completely underpowered and undercooked. And so it just keeps kicking my butt. Really weird thing in Final Fantasy is you suddenly get to these bosses that have these like murder, death, kill magic spells. It's like, well, I can't do anything about that. Like, you've just taken away all my energy, or like I've got 300 hit points and 1 Phoenix down to kill the other person, and that's it. It's gone. So I did that cardinal sin. I quit a game. I didn't rage quit. It was just.
Sounds like rage quitting.
I'm not gonna. This is how I felt. I'm not gonna finish this. I just need to move on to the next thing. So I went to Sniper Elite 4, and I'm enjoying that as much as I enjoyed Sniper Elite 5. Although I don't snipe anything, I just go in there guns blazing and kill Nazis, and it's quite entertaining. I would give my week of gaming a 6.5 out of 10. On to your rant.
Yeah, not really a rant. I had a really good weekend. I played more Last Epoch. I'd say I'm at like a 9 out of 10 right now, because I'm doing good. And what I wanted to say is that like sometimes when we talk about like video games for a moment on these live streams, people are like, get back to the channels, blah.
Yeah, like this person.
Yes, exactly. Now I realized something over the weekend, because I've been trying to like actively make time to do this. You guys don't understand. When I'm not here doing this stuff, I have my own stuff going on that I also am doing, and I never really disconnect from work mode. And I've been telling myself, no, I need to take at least like several hours during the weekend to disconnect completely and just dig into a game or something.
Correct. I think you do.
And that game cannot be content related at all. It has to be something I'm playing for me and self-fulfillment. The reason I'm saying this is because playing that game again for like the second weekend in a row has once again brought me into another week of work where I'm feeling refreshed and I'm feeling really good.
All right. Cool. Yeah.
And I'm saying this dead serious. I want everybody, this is legit YouTube advice. Take breaks. Take serious breaks though. Like, I don't want you to take a break from one channel to focus on another channel. I don't want you to take a break from your day job to focus on your YouTube channel. I need you to take breaks from work mode so you can use the other part of your brain that generates dopamine when you do things that make you happy. Whether that's taking hikes, riding bikes, playing video games. Like, if you don't take breaks, you cannot creatively recharge, disconnect yourself, and like then plug yourself back in with like a fresh start. You know, you're just going to be running in overdrive constantly, and eventually you will burn out. Not because you're sick of YouTube or anything, but just because your mind is sick. You're just tired of like always being on in work mode. And I have a very bad habit of always being in work mode. So that's why I like doing this. I didn't before. I'm like, oh, I really do. I don't like talking about the games I'm playing a whole lot because sometimes I'm not playing a lot of games. And I realized that's a problem. I'm not playing a lot of games, but that's my go-to hobby because I'm always doing something productive. Stop it. Take a break. Like, just take a freaking break.
You're getting a lot of love here, Dan, for this
perfect that's
manifesto. Good. Very good.
I told you, I have a whole rant. So Last Epoch, it's very fun, and it's even just like playing it for, I think I played for like maybe 5 or 6 hours. Everything was done, and I'm like, I'm just gonna do this now, and it was great. I really enjoyed just like getting lost in that, and I think everyone needs that in their lives. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing, do it more.
And in one sentence, what is Last Epoch?
It's the Diablo killer. It's
okay.
Basically an indie team that made a game like Diablo, and it's blowing up. Like, cool. Blizzard is probably freaking out. But that's it. So now we will go to the next channel, but take breaks, please. All right. Next up, Rob, you selected this channel. It is
I did.
Drives.
We are looking at Blake Drives. And so, Dan, it passes the first litmus test of what's his channel about in 5 seconds. And given the Vegas skyline and Uber in some of the thumbnails, I think this is somebody who's doubling up on the gig economy, whereby they are taxiing people around for money, and they are also monetizing that experience and journey, which I think is a brilliant idea. I guess obviously get permission from the passengers if required to do that. And 60 videos, 1,500 subscribers. You look at the video counts, over 1,000 for each video. I'd say that's all productive stuff for the channel. And, you know, we often ask the question, how often have we seen an Uber or taxi style channel? I can't remember the last time I saw one. So I think there is still space on YouTube without it feeling too cramped and saturated. The titles are interesting in one sense that they're all the same titles, almost identical. Driving Uber in Las Vegas, how much I made.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Over and over again.
All right. Some channels do this and it is successful. I'm not going to tell you to change that. What I might ask you to do is tweak the thumbnails a little bit and try and tease the amount you're making in some surprise way. So whether it's got like you got a really big tip from somebody, or this particular journey took so much longer, so it didn't earn you that much money. Like, I guess some visual highlights from each of your videos might be something that helps stop the scroll. Because what I do believe is, an assumption here is that you're probably getting a lot of return viewers, because they just see your title and think, oh, cool, it's this dude again. Let's watch them do another trip on Uber. There is one channel, I'm trying to remember what the name of the channel is though, which could be like a North Star for you. Dan, you'll have to do London Taxi Cab, and hopefully it will bring up this channel. which is just really good, but it's none of these. Scroll down. Let's see if we can find it. Keep scrolling down. Oh, I just wish I knew the name of this person. They're a taxi driver in London. It's this person. No, it's Tom, the taxi driver, I think. Now, this person has a lot of charisma, and they try and do storytelling in their videos. There's music, and the video always starts with kind of like a specific thing that they're going to do in this video. So it's almost like taking the challenging gaming side of YouTube and bring it into content.
There is in London.
But as I say, this is a North Star. I'm not saying that this creator, Blake Drives, needs to adopt this approach, but you can see how they've got nearly 100,000 subscribers and each of their videos get tens of thousands of views. You can start maybe incorporating some of the skills from this creator into your content. And the thumbnails here are just on a different level. My guess is, taxi drivers, Ubers. I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong word to describe you, like gig economy workers. My guess is that they're often more focused on the content and just having recording and not really putting enough into the packaging, whereas this channel is like the packaging is just super sharp. But anyway, if we go back to the original channel, Dan.
Well, one thing I want to point out is their videos where they are doing their like tried and true content get more views than when they don't, but I don't think this should make them afraid of trying these videos. I think this is how they can eventually branch out into, other topics. I like that they're covering London, even though the views are saying probably don't do that. I just like that. Anyway, sorry.
So yeah, I was just going to say, let's go back to the hero channel. And is there anything else you would add here?
I would say that I agree with everything you said. I would add that there probably are some evergreen opportunities for this creator to dive into, specifically people who are thinking of getting into Uber or they want to make more with Uber. If you have any tips on how to make more money as an Uber driver, but maybe not work as many hours or anything like that, those types of videos can do really, really well. As you can see, like when you thumbnailed and titled a video more like one of those tutorial style videos, it got like double the amount of views. How much money do Uber drivers make rather than driving Uber in Las Vegas for 7 hours? There's a little difference there. And so I'm not saying you can do this every time because you're going to run out of these topics. However, it's good to do these every so often. We like to upgrade our evergreen videos from time to time. We use my gaming video as an example. Every year I make a new gaming video and it trounces the old gaming video, but hopefully it has like lots of new information. It does better than the last one. And so far that's like played out this year, which is great. So maybe make a list of these evergreen videos for people who are just getting started or want to get better, and maybe not even make it exclusive to Uber. If the tips you feel like transfer to other rideshare service apps, you can make it a little more wide in terms of total addressable market. You can even compare the different rideshare apps if you tried them. A lot of Uber drivers do drive for multiples just to, and they talk about that. So there's a few different things and avenues you could tackle just to add some evergreen searchability to the channel. And I absolutely encourage you to keep doing this, but this is like a second type of content I think you could make just as a batch. Like maybe just take a list and then once a month you release all of those or something.
A question for the community here, like what type of things would you like to be answered from an Uber driver? And one that's coming up in my mind is like, is it more profitable to just do only airport runs? Like you sacrifice a short run to do a longer journey, or another one might be, what is the best time to do Uber shifts? And you're in the tourism capital or one of the tourism capitals in the world. I'm sure there are things that you could incorporate into that as well, beyond just saying you're driving Uber in Las Vegas. Like what happens when there's a big event going on in town, like a big boxing match or a UFC event, or when wrestling's in town? Like surely I think there's opportunities to tell stories and add interesting challenges to it. But I guess if you add challenges, then that comes at a cost of the business, your Uber driving. So we have to factor that in as well. But yeah, really promising stuff here, Dan. Exciting channel.
When you said challenges, I was starting to think like, what if they challenge themselves to make a certain amount in a certain amount of time? And like those things came to mind. I wouldn't want you to like Mr. Beast your channel or anything. It doesn't feel a good fit for that. But it's again, you can experiment with this kind of content, and it's exciting to see. I encourage them to keep trying things. All right. The channel that I picked today was Crafts Unleashed by Robin. So DIY farmhouse decor thrift flips. Hold on, let me put this over here real quick.
Try and say that fast 10 times.
Yeah.
DIY's farmhouse decor thrift flips. Thrift flips.
The channel name's like that too. Crafts Unleashed by Robin. It's just it is difficult to say out loud. I don't think that's a huge problem. They have 5,000 subscribers and 100. Congrats on 100 videos. That's huge.
Yeah, well done. Well done.
They also have some pretty interesting videos in terms of just their success rate here, like must try Easter home decor DIY crafts that'll blow your mind. This is probably the right time of year to be making that kind of content. They started a month ago. It's probably, I imagine if we look, it's probably picking up now. Oh, okay, interesting. I had like an early surge. Very cool. Mouse traps.
Yikes.
This is a very interesting way to open a crafts video.
That's triggering.
That's funny. I see what you did there. Yeah, this is like, in terms as far as hooks go, I don't even care what you're saying. I'm already like, I want to come back and see what you're doing with mouse traps as DIY items. So that's really cool. I think there's probably some interesting things we could talk about here. The reason I picked it, I always look for like, what's like the one piece of advice that jumps out to me right away. And in this case, it was this massive outlier here from a month ago, 59,000 views. How did this happen? The clutter has to go. Craft room declutter.
Ooh.
Unlock your creative space. Think about it this way. Even if you don't do DIY crafts, there is a good chance people out there who are watching have a space in their home that needs to be organized. Like, it's cluttered, but also, even if you're motivated to clean it, you're like, I don't know where to put this stuff or even how to sort it out. And videos like this could be beneficial for a lot of different types of people, you know, and so I can see why this one did like so much better than some of the other ones that are a little more niche down. And I'm hesitant to say you should only do this, but it's like how can we squeeze more juice out of that? Because that seems interesting.
The communication in a thumbnail is pretty effective as well, Dan, because the first thing you see as you're scrolling through the feed is, how does this happen? Okay, so that gets my attention. And then I see what I would describe as cluttered chaos on the thumbnail. And then the title is how to solve this problem. So how this is kind of delivered, the story told in the title and the thumbnail is like instantaneous, which I love. Having said that, and I'm just going off topic for a second, I feel as if this chaotic thumbnail works pretty much perfectly in this thumbnail, but then in all of the others, it's counterintuitive because it's so chaotic. I'm not sure what my eye should be looking at and what should be the standout craft item to see as like the final product. Like, oh, I want to be able to make this at the end of this video, but for all of the other ones, it's tricky text, difficult to read.
Yeah.
4 or 5 different items on screen, and I can't really pick out one. But anyway, I was kind of going off topic of the outlier. So it's kind of like in this one sense, Dan, the thumbnail really worked, but it doesn't necessarily work on all thumbnails to have that much chaos going on. Right. And I know it is somewhat of a theme of craft lifestyle blogging channels where they have this kind of pastel looks and how would it with cursive fonts, which are more difficult to read. I think it's worth experimenting with, especially when you get the test and compare feature. You can use some simple thumbnails versus these template ones that you currently have in place.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like, any day now, it feels like we're going to get this test and compare feature. vidIQ already has this tool. We've gotten to play with it. We can confirm it's awesome. The idea of making more thumbnails, never awesome. But listen, I don't want you to think of it as like, oh, I have to make entirely different thumbnails. It's the idea of taking one thumbnail idea and making variants of it. And in the case of, I would say, this video here, what's different about this video than this one? Well, you decided to go for a more readable font and decluttered it a little bit. And to me, I like this thumbnail better, but look at the views. It didn't do as well with a similar title and idea as the next one.
Fair point. Yeah, fair point.
So if you had the test and compare feature, you could have tried a version of it that looks like this and a version that looks like this. And then one more idea, because you can do 3. I would take one of these items and put it really close to the camera and get that as the star of the thumbnail. And a little tiny bit of text that's something simple that says, make this, or something like that. Like, I would experiment with a whole new different thumbnail idea you've been wanting to play with. your tried and true thumbnail, and then maybe an alternate version of it. You will get 3. YouTube will tell you pretty quickly in some cases how, like, which one performed the best. And then it'll automatically just put that thumbnail on the video for everybody to see. So it's really awesome. And I hope we get it soon, because this channel could definitely, as soon as you said that, I'm like, yes, like this channel could benefit from that, I think, in a serious way.
So going back to this outlier, Dan, what are we thinking here? Like, they need to find more ways to have decluttering or cleaning topics that somehow mesh together within the art and crafts genre that's kind of their umbrella.
It could be decluttering. I would say that that video appeals to probably anybody, regardless of their style, what kind of crafts they make.
Yeah.
You could tackle this from the angle of like, yeah, I make crafts, but maybe they're not for everybody. So I'm going to show you like best practices that anyone can use regardless of what their art style is, you know? You can't, I don't think you can do that every single time, but this is a strategy of getting more return viewers, getting into more people's browse feed. So when you do upload one of these more regular videos, more people get it in their home feed and go, oh, I did watch something from them. Let me just check this out because that looks kind of cool. This is a competitive space, as are many spaces on YouTube. And so doing videos like this to get into more people's history, watch history, is important. But, it's good to find like those more broad topic videos that still relate to the core thing you do. You don't want to just be like we've seen channels that do this, right? Like there'll be a tech channel that does product reviews, but then they'll make a video about how to install a graphics card. When normally they wouldn't do that, right? They would normally just review a graphics card. But that install a graphics card video blows up because it's such a wide net. But yet it doesn't fit with their product review stuff. This might not be the best example, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. So keep in mind that like you cast that wider net, not everyone's going to come on for a regular upload, but hopefully you've done a good enough job of like bridging the gap. And I think this video could do that for you. I think this is awesome.
I wonder if future videos could be more centered around the perfect organization. So you've done the declutter now, but how do I organize my crafts in like the perfect space? Because they kind of mention it here, unlock the creative space with my ultimate something or other. Maybe they've already done a declutter along with a reorganize. But yeah, I'm wondering if there are more organizational style content that they could implement going forward.
Yeah. Well, that was Crafts Unleashed by Robin. Thank you for submitting.
Yeah,
Congrats
well
on 100 videos. And before we get to the next channel, let's look at some super chats. You've been sending you've been sending in your super chats for a while. We appreciate that. We'll get to as many of these as we can today. The first one comes from Blades of Legends, who just gave us a super. Appreciate that.
Nice.
AJ Farmer is a new member. Thank you.
So I'm, I guess, in charge of the sound effects this week.
I only have one sound effect.
All right.
That's it.
So Dan's already done his sound effects. We'll save mine for future. Oh, there's another one here. So Hamey gets this unique sound effect for 1 week. Bruh. Since Jeff isn't here, we can use that. Wow, it's just all members this week. This is brilliant. It's all unique sound effects. I fun Chris. All right, what do we got here?
Broken Skull. Struggling to get suggested by YouTube and analytics, but my impressions are good. 3 to 5K average. What can I do to get suggested video impressions?
We talked about this maybe last week or the week before, didn't we? Something along the lines of how suggested can be the holy grail of traffic sources.
Right.
Because at that point, the viewers kind of already made some content decisions about what they want to watch. And now you're able to further feed that, which is pretty cool. I guess my only suggestion here, well, there's two suggestions. The first would be is what is being suggested to you when you're watching content, and if you're kind of watching content that you also create, that kind of is an indicator of what you could create. And again, purely anecdotal, but when we make our ultimate guides or much longer videos, 15 minutes or less, we tend to get more watch time from suggested traffic because average view duration tends to be higher from suggested traffic. But again, that's more anecdotal. I'd say as long as you're in getting browse traffic, you're in the right zone, but suggested is kind of at next level, which can be hard to do.
Two things I'll say is that a lot of suggested traffic comes from you making videos that are similar to the videos other people have made. That I'm not saying, oh, just copy people. What I'm saying is there's topics out there that people want multiple perspectives on, and it's very wide ranging. So if you see someone covering something and you're like, I have a take on that as well, there's no reason why you can't jump on that as well. And then the idea is hopefully you get suggested next to their content, and people are still in that loop of like, I want to know more. I want to know more. So they click on your video. The other way suggested blows up on your channel is usually it's your content suggesting your own content. So again, this is why making similar content, like sticking to one kind of overarching niche on your channel, is very important, because that is how you get your, you know, watch sessions. People just like, oh, I want to keep watching this person's channel. I really like them. Kid Time Crew. I got 47 watch hours. Suddenly it went down 36. Why?
I see this comment a lot when people are concerned that they've lost a few subscribers or some watch time. The answer is one of twofold that I can think of. Either A, the watch time that you had has now expired because you're looking at 4,000 hours of watch time and it's 12 months since that watch time was used.
Sliding window.
Yeah. I don't think that's the case, though. What it might be is that YouTube's done an audit of your channel and determined that some of the watch time wasn't legitimate and has removed that. And then I have no further answers because I'm not YouTube.
I have to jump ahead. Someone just gifted 50 memberships a second ago.
Goodness.
That's too many.
Just all of the sound effects.
That's the only one.
No.
I know.
Grey
I have
Ghost
this- I
Gamer,
have this
thank
one.
you. Incredible.
It's appropriate. Thank you, Grey Ghost Gamer. Enjoy your emotes, everybody. You know, use them well. We appreciate it.
Emote to your heart's content. Moderators, please don't punish the emotes.
All right, Mighty Chungus says, I'm making a series of videos based on a particular topic. Would having the same name for each video impact their performance? Cheers.
Well, we've just looked at that channel, Blake Drives, where it literally was the same title. And I always go back to a channel which is something along the lines of Matt Talks Tech, whose titling structure is Apple product, release date and price. So it's like iPad 6 release date and price, iPhone 15 release date and price. There is the danger that people can't distinguish one video from the other just in terms of the packaging.
Thumbnails, though. I mean, they just got to be unique.
Yeah, probably some variation on the thumbnails, I would say.
Yeah, if it's like an ongoing series, you could do the same title, but the thumbnail should tell the rest of the story, like of that particular episode. Like go look at Ryan Trahan's Penny series. He used the same title for every one, but the thumbnails always told an interesting little story. So, Gree Clean became a member.
No one asked you to become a member, Green Clean.
Wow.
But
Just wait
maybe
for
you
some
were
of the
gifted a free one.
I Spy Adventures. Shout out to vidIQ. Give these guys a follow and follow their advice and grow your channel. Thank you.
Thank you, I Spy. Do
appreciate
you reckon that's an AI generated channel icon?
It looks like it.
There's just something about AI generated images, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I never want that to change because I want to be able to pick them out easily. Red X nearing 28,000 subscribers. Congrats. Titles / thumbnails on point. Thanks vidIQ. Thank you. Awesome.
Well done.
And then we'll move on to more channels. We have one more super chat for now. Then we'll be caught up. Restarted my channel 4 months ago, and I'm back to almost 3,000 subscribers. That's awesome. That goes to show you can take what you've learned and apply it to your next channel. Appreciate the advice. Definitely helped me with growth. Do live stream views after the live is over count towards watch hours?
Yes.
We believe yes.
Definitely yes. After
Definitely
the
yes.
live stream, yes. That is confirmed.
It's the ones during that are still like a head scratcher because YouTube's like, oh, you got 20,000 hours of watch time. And I'm like, so I should be partnered? Like, well, no. We were kidding. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your super chats. Again, thank you for the 50 gifted memberships. That was very unnecessary.
Sterling work.
All right. We will go on now to the next channel. This one is going to be a bit different because Victoria, who you've already seen today, did another Facebook competition for getting a channel audit. And this time we had Ashley Joseph as the winner. They do the guitar content. I had a better picture of what they were doing, and then I just like stumbled on it. They'll tell you, because this particular one, we asked people to show us their setups. And what was really cool is not only
okay.
did Ashley show us their setup, but we got some YouTube advice as well. So I want to play this video for everybody. It's almost 2 minutes long, so I will speed it up to about 1.5.
I've just got a quick question.
Yeah.
Did they do this solely for the contest because it's unlisted? I think
yeah.
Props to going to those lengths to do this.
They made an unlisted video just for us. So we're gonna watch this. It'll be quick, and they had some good advice.
My name is Ashley, and I run the channel Fretboard Diaries, and I do guitar-related content, as if that wasn't overly obvious. I've been on YouTube now for a little over 2 years, and in that time, I have learned quite a lot. Just to give you an idea of the setup that I'm running, I'm using a Nikon D7200, and I run that directly into my 27-inch iMac where I capture it with QuickTime. I'm using a HyperX Quadcast microphone. I've got a studio light up here, a key light right down here. I've got a light above me, and of course, I have my blue neon and my subscribe sign. Outside of that, I use DaVinci Resolve to edit. It's free. And other than that, my biggest struggle is probably simply finding time to create content. So as someone who's a husband, a father, and currently in a leadership position at my full-time job, I can tell you it's hard to find time to create quality content. The good news is it doesn't seem like YouTube punishes me for that, so long as I'm consistent within the time frames that I do create content. So the advice here is to find what works for you and just be consistent with that. Oh, and one last piece of advice I'll give you is one of the comments that I see all the time on channels like vidIQ are just keep grinding. I think I've even been guilty myself of saying it. But if there's one thing that I've learned, it's that if you're not getting better, you can grind all you want. And if that's not working, it's not just going to all of a sudden work. You have to get better. You have to get better at recording. You have to get better on camera. And you have to get better at editing. So that's why I implemented the 1% rule. And that's that each video should be 1% better than the previous one. So if I can get better, you can too. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So we're going to be looking at Fretboard Diaries, who, with that submission, won and now gets a channel review. So 3.7K subscribers, 145 videos. And we are looking at already a channel with a lot of success here. 7 budget guitars you have to try in 2024, 1,000 views on that just 8 days ago. I'm going to keep going there, I'm sure. Is this Fesley? Is that how you say that? $159 guitar on Amazon, worth it. So I love that they're taking risks and buying products on sites like more budget friendly sites and saying, well, is this, you know, if you're a guitar player on a budget, is this any good? S by Solar, metal on a budget, 240. So more budget guitar content. What are you seeing, Rob?
So I'm seeing a channel that is performing better than its current channel size in terms of subscribers versus view counts. They seem to be very consistent. They have, well, maybe not quite so, sorry, I maybe misread that, but 4,000 subscribers, 1,000 views, 3,500 views, 1,500 views, 1,600 views. So maybe some performing better than others, and you can see that from the vidIQ tool as well when it's showing the multiples. Those are the videos that are performing better. I guess going back to their little tutorial video, how can they maybe manifest more time for content? Could that be through outsourcing, whereby they just focus on recording the content and then they can outsource the editing maybe to someone else, and maybe thumbnail and title design? Because these thumbnails are really good. I think it's like, can you train somebody up to create thumbnails similar to this? Would be my thought. Because it sounds like it's a creator who is finding momentum, but like many creators, they just haven't got the time to execute and maximize on what is a growing channel.
It absolutely. This is, I mean, there's a video 10,000 views here. I think that's a good point. If they're looking to save a bit more time, one resource for that would be ytjobs.co. Don't do .com. That's not it. ytjobs.co. Maybe they got .com by now, but I know .co works. And you can hire thumbnail designers, video editors, things like that. And if you put out a job posting, you will get a lot of responses. Because sometimes people ask us, well, how do I even find that person? So that is one resource for you. This is really cool. It's difficult to advise because I don't know enough about guitars. I've leaned on this advice earlier today, but I could say it again. This could be a good channel for like just getting people into playing guitar in the first place. Not for every video, just once in a while. I guess these might be some good entry point videos here where you're teaching people how to play specific songs. But yeah, just like approaching guitars from not only like I want to learn how to play guitar standpoint, but also like if people are starting to collect guitars or they don't know, they're like, oh, I can play guitar, I just don't own one myself. I've been using my instructor's guitar, now I'm ready to buy one. I don't even know where to begin. You're reviewing like a lot of guitars one-off, but have you done you know, I remember this video. I feel like we've seen this channel before. I remember this one. Have you done one where you do like the top 10 budget guitars or something like that? You know, just those videos that are more for that entry level person here and there.
What's that outlier with 45,000 views? 7 Harley Benton guitars. 7 things you need to know before you buy. Can we do sort by most popular?
That is the one.
That is the biggest outlier, isn't it?
I appreciate that they didn't put the entire guitar in the thumbnail too. They just put enough to where you know it's a guitar.
Yeah.
It's a good strategy for long items.
Doing it. Again, just wondering about how much time the creator has to spend. And I don't know if this is the answer they want to hear. Maybe this is bad advice, Dan. Correct me if otherwise. But do you think that the creator needs to somewhat surrender their personal projects on the channel? You know, like some creators have the concept of a video for me, a video for my community. And the video for their community is to build an audience. It's kind of an opposite way around, actually. You make videos to build an audience, and then you make videos to manifest your existing community. And does there need to be more of a balance weighted towards building an audience because they just have a limited time frame? Because again, when you went to the latest videos, they've made 4 or 5 videos this year. And when you have these duds which have 500 views and 400 views, you kind of just think, oh, that was a waste of my limited time and opportunity. And so do they, at least for the time being, until they can figure out a way to make more content, prioritize the videos that are going to build the biggest audience and momentum? Because they've got a huge back catalogue for this audience to then enjoy going back. But I don't know, what do you think? Am I being almost like too cutthroat and corporate? Like it must be about views and subscribers. We've got to build that audience because we have limited time to do that. Or is that sensible for the time being?
Given how many guitars I'm seeing just in the thumbnails alone, my assumption is that because of the niche they're in, the ceiling might be lower, but guitar manufacturers are reaching out to them because they still have, like, they're kind of like a micro influencer in that way, or nano. I don't know what the designations are, but there's a lot of companies right now that are looking for like influencers with a small but loyal audience. And especially in a niche like this, that may not be as like big as other niches on YouTube, you might be one of the top, you know, so you still have a lot of opportunities to make money here, because, you know, even if your views are not always in the 10,000 or 100,000 range, there's still a lot of value in your content. But no, I don't think you're being too like, oh, only views and subscribers. Everyone here is, I think, interested in more of that. But it's about goals too, and this creator may already be benefiting, you know, financially from the subscriber size they currently have.
Well, what I'm looking at is videos such as acoustic attack stealth guitar pick. I'm wondering if there's a very limited total addressable market there. So is that a video you sacrifice? Harley Bentons are on sale again for a single day, 25th anniversary. I don't know, maybe that video was super easy to make. I can imagine that being just a very quick talking head type of video. I guess one more question, Dan, is if you go to the about section, does it reveal more about, because they said they were a husband, a father, and they were also a business leader, which is taking up a lot of their time. I was just wondering if they were like a guitar teacher, or they owned a music store and it was all tied in, or is this like an independent passion? Again, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, that's interesting. We'd love to know more. I will say I did give them the advice of doing listicles and stuff. That was their latest video. One thumbnail suggestion for this: 7 budget guitars. I would have instead taken these 2 guitars, or taken the cheapest and most expensive, and like put them side by side with the prices on them. You know, because you're saying 7 budget guitars. I want to know the range. What is that budget? And I know you did a price on this video and it didn't perform as well, but I don't think it's because of the price. I think it's maybe a niche product. So I wouldn't stray away from that. It's just repeating the title in the thumbnail probably wasn't needed. Like, this feels like it needs dollar amounts on it because you are talking about budget, but just a random thing I saw. All right. Well, hey, we got through all of the pre-selected channels, which means we're about to jump into
Nice.
Why is it when
Whoa.
we should automatically go here?
There we go. Hey, everyone.
We're about to jump into
Damn, live stream not working.
randomly selected. We have a few more super chats. Let's just knock these out real quick, and then we'll start randomly selecting your channels.
All right.
Crush Equity. I looked at my traffic. And my traffic is 96% browse, only 2.9% suggested, and those are from video. Those are from my videos. So I'm guessing the suggested videos are their own videos suggesting their own videos. No other channel videos. I'm a weight loss channel. Thoughts?
That is a very high traffic source for browse. What about subscribers and search and channel page? That seems a little suspicious. It almost feels as if we're talking about very small numbers here. And at this stage, I wouldn't be worrying too much about traffic sources, to be honest. Is there any search traffic? I'm really thrown by the numbers there.
Channel size for this kind of thing matters a lot because if we're dealing with small sample sizes, it's tough. I'm just pulling up in the background. I would say
sneaky look.
Videos under 1,000 views for the most part. 887 subscribers. So not nothing. That's for sure.
I mean, what I would be saying for this is if it's a weight loss channel and you're not getting most of your views from search, that's interesting in itself, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, because you may want people to discover you through search, but you want them coming back through browse. And if that is the case, then that's a good sign.
Yeah. I mean, search is more for answering questions. Browse is like, I want to follow this person's journey.
Yeah.
You know, it's just about the intent of the viewer. So you as the YouTuber want to make content for that intent. So if you want more search traffic, you could make videos that answer specific weight loss questions. If you want more suggested, make videos on topics that are doing well, right? Trending topics, things like that. So your video is getting suggested amongst other creators' videos, things like that. Kid Time Crew's back saying thank you guys so much. Love vidIQ class and tools. Thank you. Appreciate it. Nick Hines says one-on-one coaching not available in my country. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully that expands at some point.
Yeah, well, we'll see if we can get an answer for you there, Nick. Don't send us a super chat next week saying, have you got an answer? Maybe like in a month or two, we'll see if we can get answers on that.
Rob, I need you to enunciate this next name for us.
Okay. I think I read them all.
I think you got it.
I should have done.
Someone can use that noise now for a meme if they want. 3 likes, 4 dislikes on my video. Sora is scary. Why? Well, people might be mad. They might be disliking not because of you, because people are a little bit scared right now. 3 likes and 4 dislikes is such a small sample size. Please don't worry about that. Like, if your dislikes continue to vastly outweigh your likes, then maybe go back and go, did I say something maybe I shouldn't have said? But this is such a small sample size. Please don't worry about that. Just, let's go. Let's make another video. Just keep at it. Like, don't try. I know it's hard, but try not to get in your own head about that.
Engagement is better than no engagement at all, I would say. At least you're making people care or have an opinion. But as Dan says, it's such a small sample size. Let's not worry about it too much. Let's get back on the video grind.
All right. Thank you for your supers. We'll come back to those if there are more before the end of the live stream. But now it is time. If you've been submitting your channels in the forums down below, and it's not too late if you haven't already, it's time to randomly select your channels. All right. The CLAAAW. It's here. It's back. Well, it will be here in a moment. Because this CLAAAW is state-of-the-art. State-of-the-art number-picking CLAAAW. Now, check this out. All we have to do is say something to the CLAAAW, such as... well, hold on. Let's get in here. Such as... Almighty CLAAAW, will you please pick a number between 1 and 252? And then we just wait, and it's gonna cook for a minute. And it's gonna pick a number. It's gonna give us exactly what we need. We need to pick one of your channels.
With a sigh, I must now praise the all-consuming, ever-demanding YouTube algorithm as I reach into the bundle of mediocrity. The number is 133. There's your chosen one, Dan and Rob. One more channel amid the crushing, bountiful sea of sameness. Oh, and how about a little recognition for the CLAAAW? Just a thought.
All right, shut up, CLAAAW. All right, so
Jeez.
we have. I was trying to get rid of the CLAAAW.
Vicious.
Yeah, I think the CLAAAW is a little upset today, but that's okay. We have
Today,
a
like
shorts channel.
forever. This is how I imagine a CLAAAW speaks, Dan. Bitter, twisted.
Bitter Twisted CLAAAW. It's fine. All right, let me close all these other channels. So, SantyM, they do shorts. They do only shorts.
Road to 100,000.
Look at
Wow,
that.
7 videos.
7 videos.
Let's go to the About section. When did they start their channel?
June.
Okay,
so I
so
guess
they
they
may
started
have-
recently.
They may have restarted or something. What do you want us to tell us? Because you've got millions of views. Have you? Huh?
Wait a minute. Did they,
That
did
doesn't
they
make
get
any
rid of some
sense.
content? They might have started over.
3.9 million views.
Was this a channel that maybe I'm not trying to accuse this channel of anything, but did they maybe buy the channel of someone else and rebrand it? Or I don't know, it could be an old channel that old content on it, whether it's from you or somebody else. Because this isn't matching this.
Or they unlisted stuff that maybe was, I don't know, clips, movie clips or something. Just at a guess.
Yeah. But they're doing try not to laugh reaction content. It's going to be difficult for us to like give a lot of advice here. This is just going to be, is your personality one that is working with this niche reacting? There's a lot of pitfalls when it comes to reaction channels.
It looks like it is. They're just like same title, hashtag number, rinse and repeat. I mean, I'd love to watch one of these, Dan, but
All right,
do we dare click?
I don't know.
Is this safe? Is this, we have a not safe for work. Is this not safe for live stream?
Right. Let's give it a little chance.
All right. Get ready with a censor button.
Okay,
No, let's maybe
I have
not.
to mute it. I have to mute it. And yeah.
No,
Okay.
no,
So
I don't think we can look at that.
yeah, I would say if I were to swipe to that, there's just a lot going on. So I don't know. Maybe it needs text on the screen that's always there. It says try not to laugh or something. Reaction content's very tough, and I would say it's a more controversial type of content in general. So be careful that you're reacting to things that maybe, if possible, you're allowed to react to. I don't even know how to advise beyond that.
My assessment is this: with the shorts that you've done that are getting tens of thousands of views, I will continue to do what you're doing as long as it follows community guidelines. And I don't think at this stage you need our assistance, because 7 videos, tens of thousands of views, it's a pretty good start.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to say this for everybody. It's cool to have goals, but don't worry about this. Like, just if you make good content, people will subscribe. It's cool to ask once in a while or whatever. But this, when I come to your channel, if I want to learn more about you, it feels like the vanity metric is like the only thing you're focused on when I see stuff like this. And it takes away that joy of like following somebody, if you know what I mean. It's my opinion. It's just how I feel when I see that stuff.
Some audiences like that, though, Dan.
Some do. Some like being a part of that journey. People like me, I'm like, oh, But anyway, maybe poll it on your community tab.
Have I done anything on the community tab?
How are you today?
Cool. Start building it.
Yeah, time to build it up.
Build this community. Takes time, but it can really pay off once you've have that snowball effect.
All right. So thank you for submitting your channel. We will now go back to the CLAAAW. We're going to look at a gaming channel. So I need to figure out the best way to do this. All right. CLAAAW. We need a gaming channel now. There are currently 437 of them who have submitted on our form. Can you please pick one?
This is how I imagine the CLAAAW thinks. Just that's it.
All right, here we go.
Guided by the omnipotent YouTube algorithm, let's plunge into the bottomless pit of gaming channels. How original. Here we drift, like a petulant claw dangled over yet another overstuffed plushy pit. My grippers settle on 276. There you have it, the next diamond in the rough. When will they ever learn? And seriously, when will the claw get his rightful spotlight?
At least the claw's honest, calling themselves petulant. I'd agree with that.
So the only thing is I'm wondering if I went to the wrong form, because what I'm looking at over on my end, here's the form. Go away, Claw. Here is the form. It's GeoFS highlights. So, flight sim. Okay. So it just looks like, some of these look like real planes. So I was a bit curious. Okay. So it's a gaming channel, but they're doing flight sim content.
Yep.
Okay. Hello and welcome to Geo Flight Sim Highlights channel. Okay. I think we kind of have to watch one of these.
Go on then.
There's no sound. Good landings this week.
2 good landings.
Oh.
Does it sound now?
No. There is no sound. It's lonely. I want sound.
Yeah, so audio is half of video, we would often say. And I don't know why there would be any reason why the sound wouldn't be there. Dan, are you positive there is no sound? Do you want to just try another one?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the GeoFS Highlights channel.
There we go.
Since it's Lunar New Year, today we...
Okay,
That's
so
better.
we're
That's more
using
approachable.
We're using a robot voice though, like not even a good AI voice.
We have a special video of the Air New Zealand Boeing 777 300 ER landing in an extremely...
I think that's all right as a robot voice.
That's fine.
I know you're uber critical, though, Dan.
Yeah, I am.
Tiny airport with a...
I think it's a short enough video that you could probably get away with robot voice, AI voice.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. But there's also text that's not matching what's being said that I have to read too, which is a little confusing.
Oh, yeah, you want to be careful of that.
Town's tiny airport with a 4,300 by 50 feet runway. Enjoy.
So in case the music isn't something we can use, I'll turn that off.
That is a tiny runway for that
It
plane.
is. But here's the thing. Like, this is where it's kind of interesting, right? Like, landing a giant plane on a tiny runway, that could have been the concept of the video.
It could, yeah.
But I think they went a little too clever. The funkiest ever GeoFS landing. You know, like landing a blank on a tiny runway or something like that would have been more, I think, fitting as the packaging. But funkiest is just not a word people would generally use in a title. Why is it funky? Like, focus on that. Like, tell me exactly what's happening. Like, I'm gonna land a giant plane on a tiny runway. So
that's a perfect title. That done. I'm gonna land a massive plane on a tiny runway.
I mean, that's it, and it's a short video, so people be like, okay, show me. You know, there's video clips like that spread on YouTube like all the time. You know, so I think their packaging is what needs the most work here. We could talk about robot voices and stuff all day long. That's kind of up to them. If you want to use like AI Claw, we made that using 11 Labs. So it's like the app is actively pinging 11 Labs with some text written by AI. And we're getting back a cloned voice that I did and manipulated a bit. And it doesn't sound unbearable to listen to unless you don't like the way I recorded the voice. You know what I mean? Like they could sound very human. So I think you could invest in that a little bit. But I would also be looking at more like flight sim. You could do a lot of cool stuff with it. Look and see what other flight sim videos have to offer, and maybe tackle something a little bit longer than 2 minutes. We have a 10-minute video here, but it's just simply labeled A350.
Yeah,
not getting anything out of that. I encourage
sell it to
video.
me.
Yeah, what about it? You know, packaging is going to be this creator's like biggest struggle. Not struggle, but biggest point of improvement that they need to like focus on. It might be a struggle depending on their current skill sets. Maybe learn a photo editing tool of some kind like Photoshop so you can make better thumbnails, and really study the titles of other similar videos in your niche. GeoFS is your channel name. No one knows what that is. Don't put it in your title.
Can we learn more about what GeoFS is?
You mean here?
Because hang on, I'm getting confused here.
Oh, an online. Wait a minute.
thought GeoFS was was a game or a program itself.
I thought this was their name. I'm sorry. I thought we were doing Microsoft Flight Simulator.
My
apologies.
So can we search for that on YouTube? And
I'm a dumb dummy. Oh yeah, there's even a website. Okay.
Let's identify the actual potential audience for this stuff.
Perfect. Okay. I can't believe this flight simulator runs in a browser. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So it's a browser. What, a plane simulator browser based.
Wow. Now, just typing in this, I immediately learned 100 more things about this game than looking at the channel we were looking at. GeoFS 3.7. That video is doing well for this particular.
Their channel?
That's the dev channel.
Okay. Right.
Unmatched plays has 400. Okay, Outlier. This is Rob. Do you have the big red button? It's time for a lesson in Outlier.
Oh, right.
The
Sorry.
button. That one.
No,
it's loud though.
that one.
Yeah. Okay. So it's time for a quick lesson in Outlier videos. Okay, this is for everybody. If you make flight sim videos, if you make DIY videos, just listen up. When you find, this is why the vidIQ tool is so cool. You should absolutely install it. Link down below. 465 subscribers. Okay, that's what our extension is telling us. 42,000. I don't care if it's 3 years ago. Just hold on. 42,000 views. That's incredible. This is what we would call an outlier. It is worth looking to see when the views came in, and we can do that, hopefully. But how to softly land in GeoFS, butter landing tutorial. This is searchable. People are looking for this. So this channel is just eating up all of the search juice from this topic. It's always good to dig into these videos. Once you see these two things, high view count, low subscriber count, that doesn't mean go make a video right away. Dig into it a little bit more. Our tools can sometimes be of use here and give you a little bit of history. Now, it started off slow, but as time has gone on, it's been a steady increase in views.
Yeah. Evergreen over the last year.
Yes. You can absolutely try to improve on this. You can do a similar title. Now, let's look at the quality of this video. Maybe there's some things we can point out that someone else could come in and tweak for themselves. All right, nice. I love that music. I'll teach you how to butter today.
I saw that as a phrase in the original channel as well. Butter landings or some terminology there. So this is all done in a browser. Goodness.
I guess so. Now, this is a good tutorial. The sound on the plane was a bit loud. What if someone came in and did a similar length tutorial but talked? Instead of having to read. Maybe if it was done in real time too, you could follow along. You're playing, you have the video running, and you're like following their instructions. So this is already pretty cool. I think they chose good music, and I think their captions are nice and easy to read. But there's definitely room for improvement, and there's probably 1,000 other tutorials you could do for this because flight sims are complex. Line up with the runway. Slow down to... Okay, so this is great. Like, they're pointing arrows at like different things. So yeah, this is good. I still think someone talking would help because they could tell you what controls to use and things like that. Anyway, outlier video, and it's still getting views to this day, which is excellent. Always look at this. Outlier score will help too. Always look for outliers in your niche. All we did was type the name of the game. That's it. That's all we had to do.
I need to ask an embarrassing question, Dan. Where was that music from? Because it's driving me nuts.
That is the Wii, or just the Wii Me menu, like when you're making. I think when you're making Mii's.
Okay.
It's definitely on the Nintendo Wii. It's something to do with Mii's, I think.
Okay.
I love it. All right. So that is just a quick search. And we've already hopefully given this channel a lot of value just from that alone. Work on your packaging. Look for some other opportunities in this space. Boom. Wii Sports Resort. I think that has different music. I think Wii Sports Resort is a little bit different. All right. Yes. Next channel. So we're going to look at a non-gaming channel on the non-gaming forum. There's 531 of you now. So let's go into here and bring back the CLAAAW and tell the CLAAAW, okay, CLAAAW, there's now 531 channels and we need you to pick one, please. And then we wait. We need that music. Perfect.
There we go again. Unto the breach, dear friends, unto the breach. Or rather, into the vast ocean of 531 channels where originality is but a flicker in the yawning darkness. Praise be to the great YouTube algorithm, for it guides me to number 409, another beacon of hope in a sea of similarity. Isn't this delightful? A small credit to the poor, overworked CLAAAW wouldn't go amiss, you know.
Not today.
Yeah, not today, CLAAAW. Shut up. All right, we have the next channel, Ship to Shore Cruise News. 1,000 subscribers, probably pretty recent
Say
there.
that fast 10 times. Ship to shore, ship to shore, ship to shore. Ship to shore.
Careful there. 233 videos. And they said on the form they are doing long form videos. So we'll focus on those.
Yep.
Carnival, scooters, solar farm, and more. Okay. Like I got to get a scooter in here somewhere. Just like threw it at the top of the cruise ship.
So then, expectation versus reality. You see these people on these thumbnails.
Who are they?
Can you just mouse over so we get a preview of? Because I'm not getting the female element of this, other than for eye candy on the thumbnails. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe these people do appear in the thumbnails.
I think it's confusing. It's like, that's the creator of the video. They do look like stock images to me.
To me, yeah.
So it just doesn't seem like it's doing too much. I wish I've seen more cruise content from long form channels because, oh my gosh, I have to tell you, like I'm seeing so many shorts from people who work on cruise ships, and they're blowing up. Like just, oh, this is just life on a cruise ship kind of people. And I don't know if there's shorts or anything like that. It looks like they give more travel tips and things like that. And that's fine. But yeah, let's see. Carnival, scooter, solar farm, and more. Is this an update of some kind for Carnival Cruises? Because it feels like this should be like you have news in your channel name and stuff, but it feels like the news element should be more obvious in a video like this. Let's watch maybe the first few seconds just to see.
So we've got some Carnival updates for you today.
There we go. Good hook. I would say massive Carnival updates, and then one like thing that's like changed. Probably the biggest thing that they're changing, and lean into that maybe with the title. There's probably a lot of ways you can go with it, but the fact that I wasn't sure if that's where you were going with this title and thumbnail is why I'm bringing this up, because you could just be talking about this in a vacuum, like, oh, maybe for anyone who's interested in some of the things on cruise ships, I'm just going to make a random list. But I sensed maybe this was a news update. So yeah, I would make that more apparent in the title and thumbnail.
There's one outlier here. Carnival has a warning for all cruise passengers.
Oh, like this. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to say I love the red text, black background / vice versa. But what it seems to me is that I'm guessing this creator isn't often on the cruise ships themselves, and they're just kind of reporting from a room in their house, which I guess leads to a potential challenge with credibility. Mm-hmm. And also another question is there proof that cruise news updates are of a vast interest to an audience?
The audience is very specific because the people who are going to find this are people who are getting ready to go on a cruise at some point in the future.
Do you think that though? Because I would be thinking people who are wanting to go on cruises are more just a lot more interested in like tours of the cabin and like seeing where the food buffets are and stuff. Whereas this seems like a plethora of updates about policies and things that happen on ships.
I should clarify. It is that, but it's also, I think the only reason people would be searching for that is if they're getting ready to go on a cruise. Whereas like how do you make the videos watchable even if you know what cruises are, maybe you're not going to go on one. You're probably not keeping up with the day-to-day updates. You know, you want to keep up with that when it's relevant to you. That's all I'm really saying. I think Carnival Cruises A Warning for All Passengers is a good example of like, has a wider reach. You know, if you've ever been a passenger or you're thinking of being one in the future, something big has changed. And that's good to know. But some of these are so specific. It's like, okay, I could watch your video on an update about scooters and solar farm and more, but when, like, what if I forget, like, by the time I'm ready to go on a cruise? Like, when is this relevant to me? It's when I'm about to go on a cruise, you know?
Yeah, I think certainly as an experiment, a bit of a pivot here in how the video is packaged. So instead of doing like news updates, why don't we collate a bundle of updates on a similar topic and make that more kind of an accessible listicle? Like, for example, Dan, I keep seeing this word ducks, and I don't know what it means. Is Carnival cancelling ducks? Disney says no to ducks. What is that? I think if you're going to make a video on that topic, it should be all of those duck conversations in a single video. Like, it might be a cruise ship guide to ducks in 2024. I know it sounds stupid because I don't understand what ducks are. But another one might be, wheelchair accessibility, a complete guide, what cruises accept what, etc., etc., rather than this news update kind of thing. Because I don't think people watch and subscribe to channels for cruise updates. They want more conversation on particular topics that they want to find out about. I think that's where my sense is for this.
There is one trending topic here that keeps coming up, even for me, I have no intention of ever going on a cruise, but I know a lot about the 9-month cruise that's been going on because people are just talking about how they're just fascinated by the idea that someone would commit to going on a cruise for 9 months. And there's been problems and drama, and there are a lot of channels that just commentary channels that are very much enjoying following it and talking about it. I don't know if it's still going on. I haven't seen them update in a while, but you could have done a video where you ask the question, if you don't want to get into the drama of it all, you could just say, was a 9-month cruise a good idea? You know what I mean? Like, you could still talk about the topic without getting into the part of it that's like, oh, I don't want to get into the icky drama of it all. I'm not here to like talk crap about the cruise ships. Some people are, but you can still jump on the topic. I think you should be looking for whenever there's a trend in your niche and it's this niche, you got to jump on whatever you can. Like, I would have definitely made, if you haven't already, and look around on like TikTok and YouTube and stuff. It might not be too late to talk about it. The 9-month cruise 3 months in, or however long it's been, like my thoughts, I would go a different direction with some of these videos. Like, you want people to watch even if they're not getting ready to go on a cruise. News updates feel like you're limiting the scope of your channel quite a bit.
To expand maybe on the Carnival has a warning for all cruise passengers, a way you could make another video on that topic and repackage it is something along the lines of 10 things on a Carnival cruise that are different to every other cruise, or like 10 things you need to be aware of when going on a Carnival cruise. 5 things you need to be aware of on a Princess cruise. So again, maybe targeting the specific brand and the ships rather than news stories from many different cruise liners. And I just think the update concept, I don't think it really is working, at least for this channel, from this angle.
Versus videos like Disney versus Carnival. There's a lot of opportunities here, but yes, I agree. I just think just doing news is going to be limiting.
I need to find out what ducks are with cruise ships. Can we find this out, Dan? Can we do a Google search?
Disney Cruise Lines has come out with a policy regarding those ducks. Do they really want you to bring them on board?
My name is Stuart.
Do you think there's like people bringing on ducks on ships?
What? Consider me confused, a little angry, a little.
Secret game final thoughts.
Ducks,
like rubber ducks. Like, what is it? Wait a minute. Is anyone saying in chat what it is? Someone tell us, please. I'm not going to Google it. Just tell us about the ducks. You Google it for me.
If you take one thing away from this live stream, it's what ducks are when it comes to cruise ships.
All right, back to super chats for a minute. Crush Equity says 90 days equals. Now I got to remember the original question. 90 days equals 87.3% home. Okay, home feed. 11.2% subscription. 0% on the rest.
That still doesn't make sense to me as a traffic source.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I'm still waiting. Let's see. It's rubber ducks on cruise ships hidden for other passengers. Oh, okay. I saw a short from one of these cruise people that I end up seeing all the time.
Right.
And he took rubber ducks and he's like, I'm going to hide these around the cruise ship. Good luck finding them. And I think now people are just hiding ducks everywhere because it became like a trend. Okay. Right. Yeah. So Disney's probably like, stop hiding ducks on our cruise ships. It's making us very angry.
Why don't we just sell them in a Disney store on a cruise ship? I mean, come on. What?
Yeah.
Monetize it for crying out loud.
If you want to kill a trend, corporatize it immediately. That will. No one will want to do it because it's too cringe.
Oh, dear.
All right. You're welcome, Disney Cruise Lines. All right. Actually, Lisa, but without the I, says, just gave us a super appreciate you. Black Cat Kitchen says, I'm a food creator. My thumbnails are a large picture of the finished dish. Do you recommend adding text to the thumbnail or letting the food be the star?
I mean, typically we would say, especially with food, let the food do the talking. If you are going to have some text on there, then it's typically kind of one word to really emphasize whether it's delicious or it's cheap or it's a low calorie. Those might be reasons why you would want to include text. But like that chef's kiss thumbnail that just makes you want to lick the thumbnail, that's kind of the goal you want to be trying to achieve.
Just a
generally speaking.
Mental visual there of what Rob's monitor looks like.
Yeah.
Rose Kitchen. My videos receive no impressions. Maximum 5 to 10 from search, except for the first video, which received 2,300 impressions from the homepage. Why?
I mean, I would love to get somebody from YouTube and just sit them down and say, look, we know that shadow banning isn't a thing, blah, 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 blah. But we get asked this question once a week where all of a sudden impressions or views just collapse overnight, like as if a switch has been flicked. And you cannot argue that that is audience shifts, seasonality, trends. Like it is a day and night thing. Can we have an answer to that? But we don't have YouTube here. So instead, here's Dan's cat. That took a while.
Yeah, that took
finally here.
That was like 10 minutes. Okay, so yes, sorry we don't have a better answer for you. It doesn't sound like you're shadow banned. It sounds like you just keep making content, keep testing different title ideas. Maybe one day we'll get a solid answer to why that happens.
Yeah.
Actually, Lisa, again, in my AdSense, it lists things I have to do before I get paid, but the tasks would only apply if I had a website, not YouTube. Any reason why? It's been so long now. It's hard to.
Have you tried to set up an AdSense account external to your YouTube channel, which may be kind of asking for these extra details? Like it's maybe thinking that you're going to be putting ads on a website. I think what you will be able to do is when you reach monetization, you can apply for AdSense through YouTube, which might be more helpful. Other than that, you may just need to add your YouTube channel URL. Having said that, I think you should definitely check with YouTube on an answer to this, because as Dan said, it's been a while since we've done this. But that would be the only logical answer, that it's your YouTube channel URL that you need to submit.
DIY microbiology, how to be more authentic doing voiceovers? Practice. Sorry, that's like the...
It is, yeah. Press record, like give yourself a topic, 5 bullet points, talk to camera for 5 minutes. You're not intending to upload this to YouTube. It's just for you to get friendly and familiar with the camera. And I am still a self-confessed, frustrated, annoyed narrator to camera. Like I still feel as if I'm not good at being a camera's friend. So we all, well, not we all, but some creators still struggle with this. And the best way to try and overcome this is just to practice, like sheer bloody mindedness. Just keep going.
Yeah, That and I lost it.
Vodka.
I was gonna say something else. Vodka. Yeah. I was gonna say, if you look at the first videos on the vidIQ channel, you could see Rob's improvement, over time. And it didn't stop him from uploading.
Maybe.
It never stopped him from uploading then. There's just been improvement through practice.
Hey! Better than late than never.
We received an email about sponsorships for home kitchen decor. They said they will send us a product that they want us to review, and we can also become an affiliate. What should we do as a small channel? Okay.
Wish Jeff was here to answer this.
I know. I don't hear the sponsored bit. I hear affiliate marketing. Sending you a free product is not maybe the same as sponsoring. I don't know. It depends on the agreement, I guess. But if you believe in the product and it's legit, it's coming from a legit source, be careful about that. You can absolutely do it. Just as a good practice, though, keep in mind the reason companies come to creators because, like for their influence is because they think that you are a good fit for their brand. But you have to be honest with yourself and ask, am I a good fit for this product? If there's something about it you don't like, don't burn your influence by presenting it to your audience, getting them invested in it, and then only to find that, oh, it wasn't made well or whatever. Like, you all learn that later on. Like, make sure you have some time with the product. Believe in what you're selling. Your influence is very valuable, but it becomes less valuable if you just take any deal that comes around.
Another beginner piece of advice maybe, at the moment, don't sign anything or lock yourself into like a long-term relationship or contract, which, as Dan says, it may be good value now, but like in 6 months when you're a much larger channel and you're still maybe on the same terms, then it's a terrible deal. So it could be good as an experiment, just like as a one-off, like, hey, let's use an affiliate link. There's no pressure. Like if you get sales from it, cool. We're not asking you to, or we don't want any creative control over it. That you kind of want to keep yourself in that position for now.
I think the agreement should be, send us the thing. We need some time with it. If you've never used it before, we need some time with it first. We will not agree to put it on our channel until we've had some time with it. I've interviewed a creator who's very particular about the sponsorships they take, to the point where they say no to most deals because of this one principle of just making sure if they're going to present something to their audience, they believe in it. It's something they would actually use, and it's something they would, believe in. And so they focus way more on promoting their Patreon and things like that, so that they can, maximize that potential when someone does finally come around with a product they actually believe in.
And with that being said, Dan, what a lovely segue to say that we are sponsored by one-on-one coaching. So if you want to be able to ask more questions like we have been doing over the last 5 to 10 minutes to a dedicated coach for your channel, then do make sure to check out one-on-one coaching. We've got a link in the description. We have places available. As mentioned earlier, it is limited to certain countries at the moment. Hopefully we'll be expanded in the future. But yeah, if you want to be able to send video messages to a coach and have that coach reply to you on a very frequent basis to help not only be that voice and that supporter on your side, on your YouTube journey, which we know can sometimes feel lonely, then this great service that we have, which gets rave reviews, and often we have clients coming in with super chats in this live stream saying how good the coaches are. They're basically paying us to advertise a service that they already use. Then one-on-one coaching is a place to be. I'm sorry, Dan, if we had more super chats, but it just felt like it was a natural way to throw in the ad copy.
Yes. So thank you for that, Design Burst. And then Callie Plains says, where do you guys get all these awesome sound effects?
Some are unique, like that one. Like no one else can have access to that. But like we just search on the interwebs. Some are obviously memes, like that one. I'm sure you've heard of that one before. That one, like they're just gathered over time, really.
And then Envato Elements and places like that, you can sign up for an account and pay a fee, and then you have license to use their sound effect library.
You can search for.
That's where I got this.
Popular meme sound effects might be a way to get popular stuff that's used by everybody.
Janice, I have views, but users are not active in the comments.
So let's try and encourage engagement by directly asking them questions. on camera, like saying, what's your opinion on this? Let us know in the comments below. Also, text prompts for engagement. Or maybe it's just a type of content that isn't very viewer engaged. It's more like it's a viewer experience. Like, let's say, meditation content. You don't really expect too many comments on them because it's a different type of viewer experience. But yeah, we have made videos about this in the past, about how to increase viewer engagement.
All right. And then Strider of Valor says, here's a fun question. Is YouTube promotions good? And have either of you played Helldivers 2? I've not played Helldivers 2.
I want to, but it's currently sold out everywhere.
What? It's a digital...
Yeah, but...
What are you talking about?
The digital copy is always far more expensive than the physical copy, I find, when it's released. Yeah, like I can get it on Amazon. Well, I can't because it's sold out. But I think the digital copy is like £50, but the physical disc is £35. So there's kind of a principle thing going on there for me.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Well,
let's find out.
We haven't. I don't know. We haven't played that, but YouTube promotions is only good if you have a product or service you're selling. It's not good for growing channels. I know it says that, or at least it did. I don't know if it still does. I dismissed it very quickly when I saw it pop up because we're invested in trying to get you to grow organically. Like be good YouTubers, get real people who want to watch your content. Putting your video in the form of an ad and shoving it in people's faces who didn't ask to watch it is not a way to build an organic audience. It's a way to get a lot of views on one video and you go, yay, look, I have a video with 100,000 views. And from people who are like, skip, just waiting to hit the button, you know? It's not, what good is that to you? It ain't. Actually, Lisa says, I'm already monetized, so I'll just ask YouTube.
Huh. Well, then you should have already set up your AdSense account.
That's weird. Yeah, definitely
got monetized.
Mm-hmm. And then last one for now is on the subject of sound effects. What rules of thumb are there for using copyrighted sounds, such as things like quotes from movies?
Well, I can definitely tell you this. Don't play George Michael's Careless Whisper on this live stream because it will get copyright claimed. We've done that before. We're not copyright lawyers.
Yeah.
I would seek out better advice than us, but like typically, again, when it's used in a transformative or comedic way, then that can be seen as fair use. But how can you tell if something is comedic or transformative just in the context of like a short clip? It's hard to really explain.
Mm-hmm. What's your tolerance for risk? That's the question back to you, I guess. So yeah, keep that in mind. We're not lawyers. We can't tell you what to do. But there you go. Thank you for
can't tell you what to do
or what not to do.
If we were lawyers, would we tell them what to do?
I think
would we charge them a lot of money to tell them what to do?
Yeah, that really. I think we'd be more stern, you know. So I'm gonna unpin.
This.
Yes, exactly. I can't unpin. Okay, we need Vicky to put something new up for the pinned comment, but we are going to advise that you don't send any more super chats just in case we don't get to them. So save your dollars. Let's go ahead and pull up a new channel.
All right.
It's that time again.
Yeah.
So we got to see, what did we do last time? We did a non-gaming channel. So let's look at gaming channels, of which there are 490 now. Oh, CLAAAW, almighty CLAAAW, please pick a channel. We have 490 of these gaming channels. We need to pick one. Okay.
And in the meantime,
you're going to get us sued.
I think this song's all right.
Oh.
I think I've used this one before. Or have I? I don't know. Oh, well.
Can't wait. Praise the relentless YouTube algorithm as we stroll through the teeming existence of 490 gaming channels. My clawed grasp lands upon the number 357.
Okay.
There's your darling. Another cookie-cutter gaming channel for your discretion. Remind you that the recognition I deserve still hangs in the balance. Tiresome.
So, what
tiresome.
would... Oh, stop it. Shut up. What would be a cookie-cutter gaming channel? Would it be a Let's Play Last of Us 2 channel?
Huh. I don't know. I've been kicked out of the internet real quick. So hold on. I gotta...
What's happened here, Dan?
I need to relog in real quick.
All I'm seeing is the default Windows 11 backdrop. Now,
I know. I'm sorry.
in the green room.
It's going to take a minute because of the way I've set everything up. So just give me.
So I have to fill now, do I?
Yeah. You can talk to the CLAAAW if you want. If you want to ask
people are saying Minecraft. That would be the
yeah. Go ahead and guess the channel.
The cookie cutter channel. Minecraft Let's Play for real. Yeah.
Yeah. Get your guesses in. I'll be logged in here in a moment, and then we'll see. Don't worry, it's coming back. Everything's fine.
Oops. I was going to play another.
Okay.
All right. I think we're back.
Yes.
Dan is back. Here we go.
All right. So the number it chose was 357. And we'll go to a channel with over 1,000 subscribers here, CSY.
Completionist channel.
Completionist. Okay.
I can't remember the last time we audited a channel like that. I need to remove this comment. Okay, done. Done.
Have you seen this one before?
The channel name and channel banner feels familiar, but I think this channel's restarted. I don't know how creators like this have the patience to get platinum trophies, because like this is completing a game to 100%, right? On PlayStation
I think so. Well,
games.
100% of the trophies. It just depends on what they put as like their goals.
So to the hours they put in, first of all, are incredible. So you're almost setting yourself well above much of a competition, because like who else can do 100% completionist on games? There are like a handful of channels that maybe do this. They have an outlier, getting the best SpongeBob games platinum. So that's worked. The video length seems to be under 20 minutes. The characters from the game holding that platinum trophy dead center in the thumbnail, I think, is also very effective as well. So I guess the simple question is, what game are you going to platinum next?
Yeah.
And also, I think in this case, you are allowed to take time to do this. I think your audience will wait because they're not seeing completionist videos being released on a daily basis from their favorite channels on this topic.
Let's look at a little bit of this video.
All right.
The Battle for Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob's best game and an absolute classic. The Battle for Bikini Bottom was remastered in 2020 and also has a platinum trophy. SpongeBob is the GOAT, and I've never played this game, so let's play this classic game and get the platinum trophy. The story begins with Plankton making an army of...
Nice intro. Nice hook.
Yep.
Summary of the game.
Smoothly gets into the story of the game. It's great. We can skip ahead a little bit.
I have a feeling this game is going to be so good. It's got all my
So now we're on screen. I'm curious why they didn't show themselves at the very beginning. Do you think that was a do you reckon? Okay, fair enough.
Those are the videos I've seen, but you could go either way, I think, really.
Favorite childhood show and still is to this day. Plus, this game is so nice looking, and it's kind of very much needed in this cold UK winter.
So
comedy there?
Yeah, this is great. I love the personality. I love the concept. I love the intro, the editing. Just got to see more videos.
They have to film themselves as well for the entire duration of playing the game to capture those highlights. I know some people, I think, live stream it when they're doing these games.
Right. That is a really good question. I don't know. Do they have to film themselves the entire time? Maybe it depends, because okay, let's say you're trying to get this platinum trophy. You probably pick a day where you're like, I'm going to do this trophy today, and so you're going to record that specific bit where you're going for it. There might be some prep you don't record, and then like once you have everything all set up, you can go, all right, so I set everything up and here's what we're going to do. And then you can record your attempts, and then when you let it run, you keep failing and you keep failing, and hopefully you get it. Another thing people use on computers, I don't know if PlayStation has this option, is what's called a replay buffer. So you can be on your computer playing a game, and there's a recording software running in the background, but it's not actually capturing until you hit a button, and then it can capture the last 5 minutes of what happened, or whatever you set it to. So that's another way people capture like big moments without running their hard drive into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to encourage you, I think, to like make one of these every week or something, but you should absolutely just keep like go for games like this that have that nostalgia factor, or really popular ones, one or the other. They got to be popular, and keep getting platinum trophies, and just keep it up with the thumbnails, the editing, everything. This channel, I think, is firing on all cylinders. I think they're onto something, but it's too small of a sample size for us to say anything other than keep going.
Yeah,
and everything else we said. Cool. Okay, so a bit of a change in our production pipeline right now. We need to take just a quick brief moment from looking at channels because we have a special announcement. Okay, so here you go.
What a smooth aftertaste that is. Absolutely trash. I have returned. Ladies and gentlemen, look, things are great. I can't wait to share with you the way I'm going to change the world. I've done it on YouTube. I've done it on TikTok. I've done it on Instagram. And now I'm going to do it for the worldwide. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So many things have been going through the Savage Academy that I'm actually putting it to the side. Y'all have come through, learned how to do YouTube correctly, and grown into channels with hundreds and sometimes tens of subscribers. But now I'm about to change the world. Bring Dan and Rob back so I can tell them about my latest thing.
Okay. What's the latest
Welcome,
thing?
Savage, once again.
Man, look, let me tell you something. I'm always trying to touch the world, they say. You know, you got to leave a legacy. I'm about to leave a legacy. Look, what is America's biggest problem, Rob?
Obesity?
It is. You are correct, sir. It's a case of the big fat butt. Look, here's the thing. If you know, summer's right around the corner, so that means thong season and bikini season and all that other stuff, right? You got to get ready for that.
Yeah.
Speedo season. You wear a Speedo, right, Rob?
24/7.
Of course.
Wait, what?
Yes. We knew this, though. We knew this going into this call. Look.
I did not know that.
I knew this.
Nor did I need to.
Here's the thing. He has his own OnlyFans. It's I mean, listen.
Yeah.
It's like 99 cents a month, but whatever. I'll take it anyway. Look, but most people, Rob, don't have the chiseled physique of you.
That's true.
Most people, when they put on a bathing suit, look like a melted candle.
Where is this leading, Dan? Where is this leading?
I got a new product. I have some savage scientists that I've hired. And we have come up with a new thing. Now, have you heard of this Ozempic stuff? Have you heard of this? Do you know what this is?
Yes, I have.
It's like a miracle drug, but mostly rich people and the famous people get that. But
do
you know how much it is to get? Plus, you need a prescription. You know how much it is?
$39.95.
No, it's like $1,000 a month. This is the truth. This is the truth. Dan, I sent you a picture or something. I want you to go ahead and share it because I have figured out with my savage scientist a new formula that will fix this for everybody. I said, look, we need to give them the savage version of this. Pull that up for me, Dan. Savage Ozempic.
Oh my God.
Savage Ozempic is much cheaper and works much better than regular Ozempic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, look, here's the thing. I don't want you to just take my word for it. Dan, I've sent you a picture. I tested this myself. I have literally tested this myself. And I want to tell you something.
Am I allowed to show
results?
this?
Yes, these results
This is
are
FDA
exactly,
approved.
these are the results you will
Oh
see.
my.
These are the results you will see before and after. This only took 17 days. And I want you to know that Savage Ozempic has a money-back guarantee. If you don't look like that within 17 days, you get your money back. Now, of course, it doesn't start really working until like the 18th day. So your money-back guarantee is a day short of when it actually starts working. But don't worry about that. Just send me $850 every month, and you will have your Savage Ozempic.
Dan, can you just go back to the screenshot? No, the other one, the before and
No,
after.
I like this one.
I want to know if the tattoos from the Rock are like side effects.
What do you mean? I don't understand. What are you trying to say?
You need to put that down here. You can't just. If I'm gonna get tattoos as a side effect of this, I need to know that.
Well, listen. I'm already tatted up. That was my successful tattoo. When I got to that point, I was like, look, I need to.
Oh, it was a celebration, was it? All right,
yes,
okay.
of course. Acknowledge me.
Right.
Look, You can have yours now. Just send your payments as soon as possible. Cash only, by the way. I only deal in cash. If you really want this, go ahead and send an email to I need this at SAVAAAGE.com, and we'll send Brutus around to come collect from your house. Cash only.
I don't know about that. Hold on. Hey, AI Savage, Human Savage is here, and he is now shilling a product called Savage Ozempic, and we're worried that it's fake. So, A, is it fake? And B, do you have a product that you would like to, propose in its stead?
I ain't gonna say in its stead. Are you from the UK too? You live over there in England?
I've been hanging out with Rob a lot. Sorry.
I guess so. In its stead. Who talks like that?
All right. Well, here we go. He's cooking. I think he's developing a product as we speak. He's got a lot to say about it. I'm just going to warn you now.
Okay.
All right. Here's AI Savage.
Oh boy, if it ain't my less favorite human, Savage, endorsing products as if he's Pryor from Stanford and Sun selling junk. Now you listen here. I can't say for sure if this so-called Savage Ozempic is fake or not, but I would bet my favorite red hat that it ain't worth a dime. Now, while I'm in no position to propose a product of my own, let me ask you, you think a food pantry would take a talking fish plaque just asking for a friend? Now, that being out of the way, do you know that Savage eats his cereal with a fork? Can't be trusted, I tell you. It's Cheerios. How else are you supposed to eat it? You put the little lines into the holes. Duh.
Huh. Okay. Well, I wish you had a product to sell. It sounds like you could get a talking fish plaque from him if you're in the market for that.
I mean, who buys those?
I think it's time to just end this.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've tormented the stream to death.
I agree. I agree.
Final thoughts, Savage?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is serious. I want this money as soon as possible. I got some payments coming up, and I need to. You know how much a Savage scientist costs to come up with all this? Look at that graphic design. You know how much money it cost me to get that made like that? Ugh, so much money. Savage
all right.
Ozempic.
Well, there you go. Where can they get it?
Where your local Dollar Tree should be holding it pretty soon. I got them shipped out there. And then I got a deal with a nationwide laundromat that seems to be interested as well. They say their customers would be great for it.
Perfect. Okay. Well, thanks, everybody. I hope you got a lot of value, especially out of the last 5 minutes of the stream. And we will see you next time.
This is what I think of the last 3 minutes of this live stream.